Rise. Nah, they the ones that started it.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Kings coming to town for this one.
Ready to go?
We're live at AT&T Center. Welcome to San Antonio, Texas for this Spurs home game. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. Now Sacramento starting five. McLemore and Gay on the perimeter. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Quincy Acey. And it's Rondo in at the one spot. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Quincy Acey. On defense, the Spurs. Well, last season, Greg, another year without playoff basketball in Sacramento. Ashamed to see some of the best fans in the NBA not be a part of the postseason.
It's a great point, Kevin. Now, 9 straight years where the Kings have failed to make the postseason. 29-win seasons aren't going to get you very far when you're battling in the West.
Fires from 18. And Aldridge, the basket on the assist from Leonard. The drive by Rondo. Oh! Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
My goodness, that was almost a circus-like dunk.
And up the court come the Kings on the break. McLemore with the ball.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
So it's the Spurs now. It's a 5-point game. Leonard, no luck.
You can see it in his eyes. It became mano-mano. He wanted to return the favor with that three, but just didn't get it to go.
And now in transition is Mills. Here we go. And that one's good. Mills has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Cauley Stein with the screen for Rondo. And the layup's good off the glass.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. And the rejection by Cousins.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Timeout is called. First of the game for Sacramento.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. And stolen by Cousins. And it's Rondo penetrating. No good from Cousins. As Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
Now the Sacramento Kings weren't exactly road toughened last season, but they did have, Clark, some impressive stints.
Yeah, they were excellent in terms of scoring the ball. No problem at all putting up points. Their road defense was a different story.
Takes it out to Leonard. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Cannot hit. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way.
And as you mentioned with the Kings, they did shoot well on the road. Top 10 in the NBA in terms of road field goal percentage. And they actually shot threes better away from home as well. So the real question for them was on the defensive side of the ball.
Screen by Cousins. Rondo dishes to Cauley-Stein. It's Parker with the drive. It's stolen by McLemore. Sacramento moving it around. Count the bucket. Cousins has got his second basket.
The Kings were only 11-30 on the road last season, guys, and being a bottom 5 defense on the road in the NBA is part of the reason for that.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
Plain one-hand flush. I love it.
Clark, I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike.
Yeah, the one hand lets you get up higher.
No doubt about it. At least it looks like that from this angle.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Sacramento.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
To the left side wing. Pulls it up. And Rudy Gay picks up a foul. That's his first foul. And Rondo with the basket on the assist from Gay. To the inside. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assist and points per game totals since his rookie year, but he fought through like the champion that he is.
Here's Rondo. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. 6 points for Rajon Rondo.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in a zone. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Aldridge, the pass to Mills. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Rondo kicks to Cauley-Stein. Can't cash in from close range.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Here's the screen. Cousins dishes to McLemore. Cousins, the pass to Rondo. Fast break, here they come. Here's Leonard. And he misses the fast break layup.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Outside for Rondo. There's the triple. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Marjanovic. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Well, what a smart pass that time by all.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. It's Sacramento. They're up by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. And for the Kings guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for San Antonio, we've got LaMarcus Aldridge. Mills out there with Parker. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. The 3 from Mills. It's stolen by Rondo. Gay misses.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly. He's given them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Parker with the steal. And here they come. Here's Marjanovic. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. For a while, the Spurs were viewed as a slow-it-down team from their championships almost a decade ago. That isn't the case at all anymore.
You know, I think it took the viewing public quite a while to catch on, though, Kevin, because now most people look at the Spurs as one of the more exciting brands of basketball in our league. Just watching one game of them, and now you know that is the case.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. They set the screen. Rondo kicks to Cauley-Stein. No good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
You know, for the Spurs playing up tempo, I mean, they made that adjustment several years back, to their credit. Since then, they've been one of the more up-tempo and offensive-minded teams in the league.
Out to the right wing. McLemore dishes to Cousins. Cousins with another miss. And Parker, here we go. Aldridge with a screen on Gay. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And some stats to kind of back up the Spurs playing that up-tempo style. They led the league last year in distance traveled as a team. Their players would cover almost 18 miles per game play. That tells you there's tremendous ball movement, but more importantly, body movement.
Caspi, he's checked in for Sacramento. And Rondo gets it to go on the assist by Cousins. Cousins has got 3 assists now in this one. Spurs trailed by 4. To the wing on the left. It's stolen by McLemore. Right wing. Cousins, the pass to Gay. And they double up Cousins. And McLemore kicks to Cousins. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard. And one thing about Ben McLemore, he can be an absolute lights-out shooter. Last season was a big improvement over his rookie campaign. Up in field goal, three-point, and free throw accuracy. Really just scratching the surface in terms of his potential.
That's good. Kings leading now by 4. Gate kicks to Cousins. Here's Caspi. It's deflected. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Here's Marjanovic. Shot is off.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Cousins, no one around him. Sacramento again missing. Parker with a clean look. Off the left rim and out.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And McLemore kicks to Rondo. Caspi for 3. But they recover it. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Timeout called by the Kings.
And the Spurs being the defending champions out west heading into last year, but they would end up 6th in the conference with a record of 55-27, had a record of 32-20 against the rest of the West.
Checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. A minute 50 left to play in the first half. Well, we knew the West was going to be wild and very competitive all season long last year, and the Spurs, Clark, epitomized just how crazy and tough things can be there.
Yeah, and with about 3 weeks left in the season, the Spurs were sitting in the 7th playoff spot. Then they go on a tear and win 11 games in a row to jump to number 2. Finally lose 1 game, and they're all the way back to 6.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
Sacramento didn't have a free-flowing offense, and they wanted to get up and down, and it showed in their play transitioning from stagnant to free-flowing.
The Kings leading to the left wing. Back to Rondo. The shot is off. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out. And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Sacramento, a team that is likely to put it on the floor to attack. We saw that last year. They have no problem creating with player movement versus ball movement, which is something which is a nice way to kind of begin the transition.
It is. And, Kevin, they were dead last in the league in terms of catch-and-shoot field goal attempts. Also near the bottom in catch-and-shoot field goal percentage. So they might have been justified in that.
Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Casper. Shot clock at 5. Here's Cousins. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line.
Excellent game we've seen from DeMarcus Cousins. 8 rebounds, and his 2 blocks have given them a lift defensively.
No doubt about it. He's been a rim protector, and it's starting to get into the heads of their opponent.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. But it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
We've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And that's not going to go. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Rudy Gay playing very well. He has 11 points, and he's done a good job distributing the ball as well.
And you can't really place a value on what that means to a team. His passing has really helped their cause.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Rudy Gay having a dominant impact in this game.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
On the floor for Sacramento, McLemore and Gay on the perimeter. Cauley-Stein is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Rondo in at the point guard.
Oof, that is a tough shot. And former coach of the year, George Karl, making his way back into the league last season. Kings picked him up halfway through the year to kind of stabilize their coaching situation.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Here's Leonard. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right. Well, that was very sloppy, untidy on that pass. It has to be a lot sharper than that.
Good ball movement here by the Kings. Cauley-Stein.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Here's Parker. Following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. It's stolen by Rondo. He dishes it to Cousins. Out to the wing. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Parker passes to Diao. To the middle. And that one's good. Parker's got the lead up to 3 now for the Spurs.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire. Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
To the paint. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Ben McLemore.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have any.
Parker with the steal. One-on-one here. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. It's Parker with the drive. Goes up off the inbound. And he gets it to go. Back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. It's stolen by Rondo. Down low. Diao with the steal. Here's Leonard. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And Cousins throws it down.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need, Kevin. They've got to ramp up the intensity. Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
And Leonard has it in the corner. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 5 assists in the game. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Diao can't hit. The Kings trail by 10. Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
They get the rebound. Pass to Cauley-Stein. Leonard dishes to Diao. Takes it out to Leonard. From past the arc. Missed it for the 8th time in 15 tries from the floor.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well. They have constantly shot themselves in the foot this quarter with all of these turnovers.
Very simple. You can't score if you can't maintain possession.
Well, they need those kinds of plays right now. I mean, smart defense generating some offense.
And really, Clark, that's the way you get yourself back into the game. Key stops and then try to get out in transition for some easy ones.
Good on the shot.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
And really, just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Rudy Gay on the wing. It's deflected.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
Rondo kicks to Gay. 20 feet out. Jump shot is good that time. Gay's got 13 points. It'll count. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Spurs out in front, up by 15. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Under the 3 and Diaw the 4. Parker out there with Mills, and that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Spurs leading by 15. Lets it fly. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Nobody near Gay.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum. An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, they're in a nice zone right now, and that basket looks, you know, it can handle 2 balls at once. It looks like now it could probably, for them, handle 3 or 4 balls at once as well as they're shooting.
Out to the right wing. Marjanovic. And the rejection by Cousins. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The pass to Leonard. Parker outside. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. 12 points for Tony Parker.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams. Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been 3-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
And that one's good.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
You look at him physically, and Rudy Gay is the complete package at the small forward spot. Nothing holding him back.
You know, Kevin, he comes in at 6'8", has that solid frame, unbelievable athletic ability with the speed to go with that for a player of his height. He is a true talent.
The drive by Rondo. Rudy Gay on the wing. Wasted no time on that one. And Diao kicks to Leonard. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And with Rudy Gay, the physical part of the game has never been a problem with him. As great a physical player as any other small forward in the league, his one drawback is he can get in his own head at times and not play to his strengths. You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list. And no doubt a lot of players can get in their own head, like Gay does at times. He does so much on the floor, it is odd when he vanishes for stretches of the game. On pure talent, he has few peers in the league.
Passes it to Cauley Stein. The jump hook. And that's good off the glass that time. Spurs leading by 23. Down low. Knocked loose. And stolen by Gay. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
San Antonio's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Second chance effort. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. It's Parker with the drive. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Diao with a wide open look. Almost, but it rolls out. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. And that one's good. Cousins.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
It's stolen by Rondo. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
Fast break opportunities do not get any easier than that one off the steal.
Exactly. The defense really no chance to get back.
And it's Parker again missing.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Well, the Spurs, Greg, great at home last year. That's not surprising to anyone who's paid attention. We expect that. They're just so tough at home, year in and year out.
And Kevin, how about going 33-8 at home last season? And despite being the 6th seed, only the Hawks and Warriors, the 2 best records in the league, won more games at home. Hard to imagine you could be a 6th seed with that kind of success.
That is good.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
A good look from Parker. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Kings have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Gay passes to Cousins. Cousins missing again.
Very dangerous to
Oh, where did that come from? That was beautiful.
Ooh, getting frisky. It's not every day we see a dunk like that.
I hope everybody was harnessed in for that one.
Boy, I tell you what, that's an earth shaker there.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges. Well, Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for San Antonio.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capabilities.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And no question, G.A., Rudy Gay is one of those guys who has always put up great numbers, but in 9 seasons he's been in the league, only one playoff. Only one. Count them, one. Back in 2012.
Yeah, but what if he was still in Memphis, though? Yeah, I mean, that's one of it. Sometimes it's not always your fault that you're not getting there.
True.
You got to play on a good enough team, and he hasn't up to this point. So, yeah, he's had his moments of inconsistency and will disappear at times. So there's some shared blame there as to why he hasn't been more consistent when it comes to the postseason.
Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin. Everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
And, guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Now here's Rondo. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Here's Mills. Cousins pulls it in.
Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Well, he practically has gotten everyone that's available. A 20-plus rebounding game is not something we get to see very often, Greg.
Here's Leonard. Here's Diaw. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that. And once they pulled away, they didn't let up.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in.